You stay here. Okay, stay here for a second. Hello, hello. This is a very important part of these proceedings. You thought getting a PhD from Georgia Tech was hard enough. This is even harder. This is the moment of hooding. For years, we had Dr. Isbell do the hooding. We lost him up north, as you know. So we've recruited Dr. Jacobs. He's very nervous, but very skilled. So he's gonna show you how this is done, especially for the faculty members who are gonna be doing this. You need to pay a lot of attention. Okay, we're gonna do the whole thing for you. Right.
Oh, I'm excited, and I have hair. If you know Charles Isbell, nobody, that was my joke. Listen to me, no. Where are we going, Angel? Up here?
You walk with a student.
Oh. I am still on? Okay.
Here.
What's your name?
Eva.
Eva.
No, you have the microphone.
I have the microphone.
The microphone so he can use it.
So we're going to go through some quick hooding instructions. So students, the first thing is to make sure that you have your hood. If you don't have a hood, when you come up here to line up, you wave us down. We're going to get you taken care of. That's real important. You guys are going to be called row by row, so wait for staff to get you, and we're going to bring you this way, and then you'll be here with your advisor. So, excellent. Student has the hood. Student, you're going to, scan. Do you have your grad pass? We're going to pretend. Make sure you have your grad pass out. That is your virtual name card. This is a great opportunity for you also to take a screenshot of that grad pass. Have that ready. That's an important thing. So, student, if you can hold that. So you guys are going to come up. You're going to have your, oops.
Well, that's fine.
We're going to scan your grad pass. You're listening for the beep. Do that one more time. That's the sound that says you're okay. You're going to come up. Advisors are going to come here. Advisors are going to come up the stairs. Students are going to come up the ramp. Stop for me. Whoop. Come on back. We've got this lovely set of feet that you would stand on. Pass the hood to Larry. Advisors, you're going to pass the hood, or students are going to pass the hood to Larry, and then he's going to pass it to the advisor. If your advisor is not here, Dr. Jacobs has you covered. You got your spot.
This is nice because you're much taller, so you don't even have to bend down. Okay. This is, sorry, did that go? Okay, good.
You'll hood the student.
And now you walk back.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, wait.
You're good. You're going to get a handshake with the president. Our photography team is going to be right here to snap a quick photo.
And that's your photo. That's the photo right there. See? Congratulations, doctor.
You're going to keep on heading down. Advisors, woo! We give a big cheer. Advisors, if you only have one student, you're going to proceed right behind them and head off stage with them. If you have multiple students, you're going to stay on the side with Dr. Jacobs. If your students are a little bit separated, just step behind them. We've got a good bit of room on stage today, so you'll stay up there, and then students will continue down. Advisors will head down as well. Advisors and students, can't talk in front of those. You're going to keep coming back here. We're going to have staff direct you to get a photo back here. This is where you get your hugs, your congrats, your high fives, all that jazz. And then staff are going to escort you back to your seat. And that's what we got. So pressure's on our first few students to get it right, and then everyone else just follow along. That's what we have. If you guys have any questions, find a member of the staff. Important things, flag us down if you don't have a hood, and make sure that grad pass. Did you have an announcement?
Where does the handoff of the hood to the advisor go? When does the student give it?
Hood to the advisor. You guys are going to do that right down here when we're scanning that grad pass. So that is a perfect moment when you are having your grad pass scanned. Pass your hood to the advisor so you can have your phone out to get that grad pass scanned. So it's all going to happen right here. PhD students, this is our moment to celebrate you. We have time. We want to take it in. You guys have done so much to get here, so it's okay to take a moment right here for us to get it all settled out so we can celebrate you on stage. Dr. Jacobs is going to be here for anyone who doesn't have an advisor, or if they're running late, how dare they. And he'll also, advisors, help you guys get the hood set. It's really helpful for us, students, to have that hood on your right-hand side. That way the advisor can grab it, Dr. Jacobs can grab it. Hood's on the right. You're always right if it's on the right. We can grab it, take care of it from there. Is there anything I left out?
Have fun. Make sure this is a fun day, right? You've all worked hard. Let's celebrate and really enjoy ourselves.
Let's have a great commencement. We'll start in just a few minutes. Thanks for being here. Cool. Welcome to Georgia Tech's Fall Commencement. Students, please rise for the faculty processional.
Good morning and welcome. Buenos dias. Bienvenidos. Please rise and remain standing for the singing of the national anthem.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free?
Thank you so much. Please be seated. My name is Angel Cabrera, and I have the privilege of serving as Georgia Tech's president. Before we get started today, I would like for all of us to take a moment to recognize all veterans, active duty members, and first responders who are in this building today. If you have served in any branch of the U.S. military or have served as a first responder, please rise so we can thank you for your service. Thank you. Graduates, members of the faculty and staff, distinguished guests, families and friends, my heart is full as I welcome you to the 265th commencement exercises at the Georgia Institute of Technology. It is a true pleasure to be together in celebration of these graduates and their academic achievements. We have a few special messages for you today. The first one is from one of our graduating students. I'm pleased to introduce Chidinma Chimara Imediegu, a PhD candidate in mechanical engineering, who will give the reflection. Chidinma.
7 years and 3 degrees, 4 years and 2 degrees, 5 years and 1, 3 years and none yet. Regardless of which of these paths describes your time here at Tech, each of us have shared a similar journey, taking unique paths to arrive at this significant milestone. As we gather here today, I am reminded of the countless hours we spent preparing for doctoral qualifying exams, the endless pages of research drafts and revisions, and the long late nights in the labs when you would snag that 11 p.m. time slot on the SEM machine. Well, but most importantly, maybe, was the camaraderie among us that grew stronger with each passing semester. Our time at Georgia Tech has been a transformative experience, not only serving to prepare us for a successful future, but endowing us with lifelong friendships, teaching us grit, and showing us that we're more tenacious than we ever knew possible. It is not lost on me that many of us here have endured numerous challenges to arrive at this milestone today. We all went through COVID, and God knows we went through it. We faced isolation from friends and family, and maybe even delays to our programs during the pandemic. We somehow managed to afford rent in Midtown Atlanta while still supporting a family on a graduate student's income. That's one of the many reasons I'm forever grateful to the Woodruff School for consistently hosting events in the Love Manufacturing building, because they know graduate students will always show up for free pizza. But all our experiences, obstacles, and triumphs alike have made us who we are today. We stand here as stronger, more resilient, and more capable thought leaders. And it's said that if you can make it here at Tech, you know you can excel in any corner of any room in the world. As the well-known philosopher and poet 50 Cent once quoted, "Behind you is infinite power. Before you is endless possibility, and around you is boundless opportunity." So as we embark on our new journeys, let us remember that we have been equipped not only with the skills to excel, but also with the character to make a positive impact on
And around the world. Many of them are here today to celebrate your success. Our alumni appreciate your accomplishments, perhaps even more than anyone, because they have gone through it themselves. And they may be even part of why you're here today. To all our alumni joining us today, please stand so we can recognize you. Perfect. Thank you, thank you. To welcome you formally into the Fellowship of Georgia Tech Alumni, I'm pleased to introduce Betsy Bulat, an International Affairs and Modern Languages graduate from the class of 2004 and the current chair of the Georgia Tech Alumni Association Board of Trustees. Betsy?
Good morning. I'm Betsy Bulat, a proud alumna of Georgia Tech and the current board chair of the Georgia Tech Alumni Association. It is my pleasure to welcome you into one of the most coveted networks in the world, the Georgia Tech Alumni Association. You are now part of a powerful family of over 200,000 members as of this graduation year. While each of your pursuits is unique, and we have alumni in every industry, on every continent, we share many experiences. We share devoting years of our lives to scholarship at this challenging institute. More than that, we share other traits from our time at Tech. We share the power of perseverance, how to problem solve, and how to remain cool under pressure. Tech taught us that. You've worked so hard to put yourself in the position you are today, one of increasing power and privilege. Use it wisely. As Peter Parker's uncle said, with great power must also come great responsibility. This concept has motivated me since I got out at Tech. One way I've been able to give back is through the Alumni Association. The Alumni Association has been here behind the scenes, giving you advice whether you asked for it or not, rooting you on, and supporting your student experience with funds raised towards that endeavor. Stay in touch with us and get engaged. Let us celebrate with you when you accomplish your goals. We will provide you with connections, job leads, networking opportunities, events on campus and in your own local communities, and future friendships. Some of the best tech friends I have are those I made and met after I got out. You can always call Tech home. This is a special place. It's steeped in tradition. And as alumni, you will always be part of our family. And while your time at Tech may be over, unless you're pursuing another advanced degree, the Alumni Association is here with you and for you for a lifetime. May your pursuits be successful, your friendships be rich, and your life be full of buzz. Go Jackets!
Thank you, Betsy. So this weekend, we celebrate 6,332 graduates from Georgia Tech's class of 2023. We're awarding over 1,800 bachelor's degrees, 4,200 master's degrees, and this morning, 245 doctoral degrees to graduates from the fall and summer semesters. The doctoral candidates we honor today represent 19 countries in a multitude of disciplines. Together, these scholars know how to build satellites and robots, bridges and medical devices. They can create and they can run businesses. They can help shape better policies. They are versed in chemistry, in biology, in psychology. They can mine intelligence from complex data. They understand how markets and governments work and what our collective history teaches us about our future. Many have traveled the world and can communicate in dozens of languages. They have learned to listen to others, to respect what others have to say even when they disagree. They have learned to work with and learn from people who are different from themselves. They are confident, capable, creative problem solvers. They have learned the power of collaboration. They have been empowered to lead. And because of all of that, they make all of us extremely hopeful about the future. But for all this potential to make a difference, there's something I want all of you to remember. Those are the two words on our seal: progress and service. These two words define us as a community and signify our belief in the power of innovation and ingenuity to serve a greater purpose, to improve the human condition. We don't believe in technology for its own sake, but because of its potential to help people live better lives. Some of you will join well-established companies and universities, or you will help some organizations do better. Others, increasingly more of you, will create your own startups. Some of you are bound for careers in academia or in government. I know you will be successful wherever you go next. But remember that your true success won't be measured by how much money you make, but by the value that you create for others. Now, don't get me wrong, money you will make, and when you're rich and famous, we will kindly remind you of where you went to school. The Alumni Association is pretty darn good at keeping track of where you are. And yet, at the end of your journeys, what will make you proud, what will make your family and all of us proud, is what you did to lift others and make a difference in our world. No pressure. As we like to say around here, we can do that. I know you're ready to tackle any challenge that might come your way. Now, today we celebrate you, your accomplishments and your potential. I'd like to thank you in advance for the great things we all know you will go on to do. Now, joining us in person and online, our family, friends, colleagues whose loved love, and support have helped make this day possible. These Yellow Jackets know perfectly well they wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. And for that, we thank you. We must also thank the faculty and staff members who have guided and mentored the students, offering time, wisdom, and expertise to help our graduates reach their fullest potential. Will members of our faculty and staff please stand so we can recognize you? Thank you. Thank you for a job well done. Now I'm honored to introduce some members of our leadership team who are joining me here on the platform. Please hold your applause as they stand when I call their names. I have Larry Jacobs, Senior Vice Provost for Education and Learning, and today's hooding assistant. I think that's the official. He got this. He's been practicing all night. Michelle Reinhardt, Vice Provost for Faculty. Bonnie Ferry, Vice Provost for Graduate and Postdoctoral Education. Alex Orso, our Interim Dean of College of Computing. Aaron Levine, Associate Dean for Research and Outreach in the Ivan College of Liberal Arts. Russell Gentry, Associate Dean, College of Design. Suman Ghosh, Senior Associate Dean in the Scheller College of Business. Susan Lozier, Dean of College of Sciences. Rahim Biya, Dean, College of Engineering. Leslie Sharp, Dean of Libraries. Dr. Bolton, Executive Vice President for Administration and Finance and Chief Business Officer. Abigail Tumpy, Vice President, Institute of Communications. And our mace bearer today, Ellen Zagura, the class of 1934 Distinguished Professor. Thank you all. I know some of you may not believe this, but we are fully aware of how hard we have made you work to cross the stage today. We understand the obstacles you all overcame these past few years and congratulate you for crossing that finish line. Some of you know that I've played several different roles at Georgia Tech over the years. I've been a student, an alum, a parent, an advisor, and now a president. I even found my spouse, Beth, here. So I know very well that being a Yellow Jacket is something exceedingly special. A Georgia Tech diploma is something you will treasure for the rest of your life. It can be transformative. It was for me, and like so many other doctoral students through the generations, I can proudly say that nothing I have accomplished in my career would have been possible without the opportunities I had at Georgia Tech and without the people that I met here. Now it's your turn. You are forever connected to this great institution, and we cannot wait to see the great things you will continue to do. It's time to look ahead, to push forward, to go out and make an impact on the world like only Yellow Jackets can. Congratulations, class of 2023. Well, there is one last lecture for you today. You would not be able to leave Georgia Tech without that one last lecture. It's my great pleasure to present our speaker, Professor Ellen Zagura. Ellen is this year's recipient of the highest honor given to a Georgia Tech professor, the Class of 1934 Distinguished Professor Award. The award is presented to the professor who has made significant long-term contributions that have brought widespread recognition not only to the person, but to the school and to the institute. Ellen has been an integral part of the College of Computing for the past 30 years. She first arrived on our campus in 1993, just 3 years after the founding of the College of Computing. A passion for new challenges and a deep dedication to her role as a teacher are hallmarks of her career here. Ellen has served as the School of Computer Sciences founding chair, as well as both Associate Dean and Interim Dean of the College of Computing. She has helped launch and oversee a number of campus initiatives focused on social justice and computing. Among these programs is the Computing for Good Collective, which included a computing course co-designed with Santosh Vempala and Michael Best. This influential course was taught for 8 years and is still taught in a different iteration as part of today's online Masters of Science in Computer Science. We can also thank Ellen for her involvement in the creation of the SERVE Learn, Sustain program. Since its launch in 2016, the program has grown to encompass signature activities that include a Sustainable Cities Minor, Sustainable Community Summer Internship Program, the Innovating for Social Impact Program, IRC Greater Atlanta, and more. Ellen truly embodies Georgia Tech's motto of progress and service. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Ellen Zagura. Thank you, Ellen.
I'm feeling a little pressure here to give the last lecture. I hope it lives up to your expectations. So, good morning. I'm delighted to be with you today as we celebrate your amazing accomplishments. Talks like this have three parts. The first part is the congratulations part. The second part is the advice part. And the third part is where I wish you well. So let me start with the congratulations part. Wow. You all have accomplished something amazing. It's incredibly rare. You've earned a PhD at a world-renowned university. It took you 5 or 6 or 7 years. No matter how long it took, none of that matters. You have the degree. You spent countless hours in the lab, in the classroom, at the computer, in the field. You spent late nights, some early mornings, maybe some times when those two blended together. You weren't sure whether it was night or morning. Also weekends, holidays, in a singular pursuit of this rarest of degrees. You heard the numbers for the Georgia Tech bachelor's, master's, and PhD graduates that the president shared. You'll notice that the PhD graduate number was the smallest. This is the rarest of degrees. I'm so proud of you. And along with your family, friends, advisors, and mentors, and the rest of Georgia Tech, we are so happy to count you as our own PhD graduates. You are the most important and long-lasting product of the university. Now let me switch to the advice part. I have 3 things to tell you. The first one, go to Las Vegas. Let me explain this piece of advice. I have to tell you a story for you to understand it. When I finished my PhD, I came directly to Georgia Tech to be an assistant professor. I got all of my degrees at Washington University in St. Louis, and I arrived in 1993 in the early days of the College of Computing. I was wet behind the ears, as they say, and I really had no idea what I was doing. It turns out that's true of most people when they start as a professor, and I would venture to say most people when they start in a brand new job. The department offered me a mentor. I said, no. I didn't want anyone to figure out that I didn't know what I was doing, and I was worried if I talked to a mentor, they'd catch on pretty quickly. Turns out feeling like this is so common, it has a name. Many of you may, I hope, already be familiar with the name for this phenomenon. It's called imposter syndrome. It's when you think that you don't belong and that you're faking it. So know that if you feel this, you have so much company. In fact, I'd venture to say it's the rare person who doesn't feel that way, but people mostly try to hide it. So when you make your next step, if that's your feeling, just know it is completely normal. Okay, back to my story. I was lucky enough when I first started to work with a wonderful graduate student who's now faculty at University of Maryland and has been for more than 20 years, and a wonderful faculty collaborator. We were trying to find something interesting to pursue. And I had a paper on another project that was appearing in a conference in Las Vegas. I didn't want to go. I thought that I would hate Las Vegas. And to be honest, it was worse than I expected. But I heard a keynote talk while I was there. And that keynote talk was a sort of out-of-the-box idea. And I came back to Georgia Tech and I told my collaborator and the student that I thought we should pursue this, that it seemed really interesting and different. That led us to funding from the DARPA funding agency, connections to senior people in the field, and an intellectual tie from that work to a major industry today called software-defined networking. So that trip, going to Las Vegas, ended up shaping a huge part of my research career. All right, here's my second piece of advice. Build a building. Some of you will know about my involvement in one of our campus buildings. That's the Klaus Advanced Computing Building. Around the time I got tenure, I was asked to take on the job of managing space for the College of Computing. Managing space is a terrible job. You have to say no to reasonable requests all the time. If you think about, this is how I think about space. If you think about a graph, x-axis is time, the y-axis is the quality of space. How does that curve go over time? Down. The only time it goes up is when we build a new building. I suppose when we renovate space. So you're doing a job where the quality of things is demonstrably going down all the time, except for these spikes. And as soon as it spikes, it immediately starts going down again, okay? So I was lucky in that job because we were about to start the Klaus building. Christopher Klaus, some of you will know that name, remarkable entrepreneur in the security space, had given a very generous gift to help make that building a reality. I got to work closely with the architects and a wonderful faculty member, Jay Schlag from ECE, who passed away a bit ago. And I got to know the provost at the time. His name was Jean-Loup Chamel. And I got to know him because the dean, Peter Freeman, and I would trudge over to the Tech Tower building to talk with Jean-Loup about the progress on the building. To my great surprise, when Peter left Georgia Tech to go to the National Science Foundation, the provost asked me if I would be the interim dean. This was in 2002. I was an associate professor, so I was not yet at the full professor level, so it was really quite a surprise to me and probably to my colleague. That would never have happened if he hadn't gotten to know me through that building project. All right, here's the third and last piece of advice. The water is only cold when you first jump in. About 20 years into my Georgia Tech career, I decided to start working in a new area that was rather different from computer networking, which had been my long-standing research area. You might call it technology and social good, as the president referred to in his kind remarks. It's a very interdisciplinary area because it calls upon the social, the political, the economic factors that interact with technology and people and communities in order to try to make things of benefit to happen in the world. And I was out of my element, and I was talking to someone in the field who was really a giant in that area about how I was feeling, trying to do something new. And he's the one who gave me this advice. The water is only cold when you first jump in. It was the perfect thing to say. He didn't deny that the water was cold. He didn't deny that when you do something new, you feel a bit uncomfortable, you feel a bit nervous. But he also provided the assurance that that discomfort was going to be temporary. It would not last. All right, if ChatGPT were given these remarks up to now, the summary might be, go to Las Vegas, build a building with a pool, and jump in. You all are smarter than ChatGPT, so you will take these words of advice and separate out the elements, find your own Las Vegas, your own building, your own opportunity to take a leap. Finally, I will also leave you with a quote. This is a staple, apparently, of graduation remarks. This quote speaks to the past, the present, and future, and I hope it resonates not only with you as graduates, but in fact with everyone in the audience and on the stage. It's a quote by Eleanor Roosevelt. Eleanor Roosevelt was an amazing diplomat, an amazing activist. She was in leadership for the creation and signing of the first UN Declaration of Human Rights. And on the side, she was married to Franklin Delano Roosevelt. This is the quote from her. "Today is the oldest you've ever been, and the youngest you'll ever be." Okay, you can think about what that might mean. It's definitely true. Okay, so we can set aside whether to debate it. To me, it says that at this moment in time, you have a combination of wisdom from your past and potential for the future that's just right for this exact moment. And it's up to you to put that combination to best use. I wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Know that Georgia Tech is so proud of you and so excited to see what you will do next. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Zagura. I'm so glad you went to Vegas too, by the way. That explains. We now come to the time you've all been waiting for, your doctoral hooding and the conferring of your degrees. Walking across the stage and receiving your hood represents the culmination of a great deal of hard work and an incredible achievement for each of our graduates. I ask that after you receive your on-stage recognition, you return to your seat and show your fellow students the same respect they have given you. Also, after everybody has walked, I have to pronounce the magic words that will make your degree official. If you're not in the room when I pronounce those words, we don't know what might happen. So don't risk it. Now I'm pleased to welcome Provost Steve McLaughlin, who will present the candidates for doctoral degrees.
All right, you ready? Are you ready? Rock and roll. Thank you, President Cabrera. Candidates for doctoral degrees, please rise and remain standing. President Cabrera, I have the incredible honor of presenting to you those candidates for doctoral degrees who have completed the requirements for these degrees.
Dr. Patrick
Y'all.
Lavin, advised by Richard Vuduk and Jeffrey Young.
Rest of you can be seated.
Dr. Chung Sing Yin, advised by Richard Vuduk. Dr. Ari Schlesinger, advised by Annie Anton. Dr. Mitchell Lewis Passarelli, advised by Adam Steinberg. Dr. Bonnie Francis Iragwan, advised by Adam Michael Steinberg. Dr. Henderson Johnson II, advised by Timothy Liu. Dr. Evanthia Kalu, advised by Dimitri Mavris. Dr. Heriberto David Solano Sarmiento, advised by Dimitri Mavris. Dr. Dat Huynh, advised by Dimitri Mavris. Dr. Robert Arthur Clark, advised by Dimitri Mavris. Dr. F.A. Yamach Yarbashe, advised by Dimitri Mavris. Dr. Stiliani Ioana Cabezidu, advised by Dimitri Mavris and Justin Romberg. Dr. Jiajie Terry Wen, advised by Dimitri N. Mavris. Dr. William Wuchio Jun, advised by Edgar Glenn Lightsey. Dr. Patrick R. Harris, advised by Andreas S. Bomarius, Martha A. Grover, and Ronald W. Rousseau. Dr. Christopher Allen Brissett, advised by David Koo. Dr. Paprapi Boisson, advised by Daniel Mozan. Dr. Sven Vogt, advised by Dr. Surya Kalidindi. Dr. Shin Young Zhang, advised by Zhuo Min Zhang and Peter Lutzenheiser. Dr. Cindy Giselle Asuero Pedraza, advised by Valerie M. Thomas. Dr. Dhruv Kuchal, advised by Frank Lee. Dr. Gun-hee Kim, advised by Bernard Kipling. Dr. Yi Qian Chang, advised by Bernard Kipling. Dr. Marissa Raquel Cepeda, advised by Julia Kubanek. Dr. Nicholas Hurricane Evans, advised by Edel Field Fote. Dr. Udita Delta Ghoshal, advised by Krishnendu Roy. Dr. Alexander Lamar Beach. Dr. Rachel Marie Ringquist, advised by Dr. Krishnendu Roy. Dr. Brian Wong, advised by Krishnendu Roy. Dr. Jorge Aurelio Viques Bolaños, advised by Christian Hudre. Dr. Christopher Michael Matthews, advised by William Allen Doolittle. Dr. Aheli Ghosh, advised by William Allen Doolittle. Dr. Keisuke Matoki, advised by William Allen Doolittle. Dr. Yu Otsuki, advised by Yang Wang. Dr. Peng Li, advised by Shu Chu and Ke-Xing Rong. Dr. Ashley Lanilla Alva, advised by Kostas Arvanitis. Dr. Brandy J. Pettyjohn, advised by Dr. Susanna Morris, Dr. Andre Brock, and Gregory Zinman. Dr. Jihan Stanford Sherman, advised by Michael Nietzsche and Susanna M. Morris. Dr. Takira Simone Blunt, advised by Brian McGurko and Susanna M. Morris. Dr. Haiyu Zhou, advised by Yingjie Liu. Dr. Chiang Fu, advised by Sankar Nair and Scott Sinkefield. Dr. Lucas Willie Bingle, advised by Krista S. Walton. Dr. Gabriel Sabensa Guzmão, advised by Andrew James Medford. Dr. Christopher S. Keener, advised by Jake D. Soper. Dr. Kyusa Hom, advised by James Hayes. Dr. Patrick L. Grady, advised by Charles C. Kemp and James Hayes. Dr. Andrew Silva, advised by Matthew Gombole. Dr. Rohan Rohit Paleja, advised by Matthew Gombole. Dr. Amir Hedri, advised by Mark Prausnitz. Dr. Juan L. Mena Lapaix. Dr. Young Eun Kim, advised by Mark Prausnitz. Dr. Shu Ching Tsai, advised by David S. Scholl and Matthew J. Rilf. Dr. Zhenzi Yu, advised by David S. Scholl. Dr. Alan Sam Samuel Dowd, advised by David Scholl. Dr. Young Hee Yoon, advised by Ryan Lively. Dr. Chun-E Lee, advised by Ryan P. Lively. Dr. Sung-Eun An, advised by Ashok Goel. Dr. Pragna Bhaskar, advised by Madhavan Swaminathan and Mark Losego. Dr. Prahalad Murali, advised by Madhavan Swaminathan and Mark Losego. Dr. Sulbay Kim, advised by Tae-Soo Kim. Dr. Youngwook Do, advised by Gregory Abode and Salve Das. Dr. Afsane Radman, advised by James Dahlman. Dr. Dylan J. Weber, advised by Dr. Joseph K. Scott. Dr. Xiao Chai, advised by Chandra Raman. Dr. William Isaac Nathan Seeley, advised by Dr. Karen Fay. Dr. Vedant Das Swain, advised by Moon Moon Chowdhury and Gregory Abode.
Dr. Dong Lee Yu, advised by Mumu De Chowdhury.
Dr. Chinmayi Govinda Raj, advised by Amanda Stockton. Dr. Daniel Tobias Larson, advised by Panagiotis Tsiotras. Dr. Ariel Madison Montevirgen Nabatilan, advised by Christoph J. Farney. Dr. Marlo Monig Durbin, advised by Natalie Stingelen. Dr. John Robert Cox, advised by John Blazek. Dr. Reza Baranipard, advised by C. Ross Ethier. Dr. Venkatavaradan Sundararajan, advised by Suman Das. Dr. Wei Jiang Huang. Dr. Xiaofan Liang, advised by Cleo Andrus. Dr. Megan S. McSorley, advised by Nisha Botchway. Dr. Matthew Thomas Hughes, advised by Srinivas Garimella. Dr. Leah Elizabeth Anderson, advised by Jonna Sue Temanoff. Dr. Jin Hyun Kim. Dr. Zachary Alexander Kilwine, advised by Fani Bukuvala. Dr. Nolan Christopher Wagner, advised by Byron Boots and Panagiotis Tsiotras. Dr. Alex Fyodorov, advised by Vince D. Calhoun and Sergey M. Plis. Dr. Veronica Donna Pavlik, advised by Yunan Xia. Dr. Xiaofang Liu, advised by Eris P. Georgakakos. Dr. Changshuan Zhao, advised by Shreyas N. Melkote. Dr. Charles Arthur Lynch III, advised by Manos Tanzeres. Dr. Hongjiang Shao, advised by Anton Clayway. Dr. Haleh Falakshahi. Dr. Human Rokam. Dr. James Seal Smith, advised by Zolt Kira. Dr. Mohammed Zubair Irshad, advised by Zolt Kira. Dr. Jiawen Guo, advised by Zolt Kira. Dr. Yenchang Liu, advised by Zolt Kira. Dr. Nathaniel Moore Glazer, advised by Zolt Kira. Dr. Devin Kirkpatrick Brown, advised by Oliver Brand. Dr. Jacob Dylan Davis. Dr. Heiwan Zhang, advised by Omer Inan. Dr. Asim Hussein Ghazi, advised by Omer Tolga Inan and Christopher John Roselle. Dr. Kian Fala, advised by Christopher Roselle. Dr. Ting Zhang, advised by Mohamed S. Bakir. Dr. Shakib A. Musa, advised by Dr. Minami Yoda and Dr. Said I. Abdel Khalik. Dr. Xin Yi Wang, advised by Patricia Mokhtarian. Dr. Shibo Zhou, advised by Peter Thompson. Dr. Johnny Ju Ireland, advised by Christina Shalley and Eugene Kim. Dr. Thomas Pho, advised by Julie Ann Champion. Dr. J. Young Park, advised by Julie A. Champion. Dr. Le Zhang Fang, advised by Michael J. Leamy. Dr. Jelly Vanderwood, advised by Stephen Diggle. Dr. Kathleen Audrey O'Connor, advised by Stephen P. Diggle. Dr. Nicholas Shu, advised by David Anderson. Dr. Jose Messias Magalayans Jr., advised by Kyriakos G. Vamvodakis. Dr. Sarai Nicole Sherfield, advised by Dr. Mark Costello and Dr. Samuel Coogan. Dr. Moses Jr. Ike, advised by Wenka Lee and Saman Zunuz. Dr. Evan Philip Downing, advised by Wenka Lee. Dr. Feng Xiao, advised by Wenka Lee.
Dr. Nishu Chowdhury, advised by Dr. Michael Hunter and Dr. Angushuman Gwynn.
Dr. Arpit Bhardwaj, advised by Vanish Saranarayana. Dr. Coral Hannah Kazaroff, advised by Stephen Bigalski. Dr. Andrew R. Rosenstrom, advised by Dr. Shaheen Duji. Dr. Ethan Akira Asano, advised by Shaheen Duji. Dr. Neda Tavakoli, advised by Srinivas Aluru. Dr. Joseph Paul Del Rosario, advised by Bilal Haider. Dr. India Irish, advised by Thad Starner and Rosa Arriaga. Dr. Darren Scott Appling, advised by Rosa Arriaga. Dr. Jorge Mario Lozano Ramirez, advised by Iris Tien. Dr. Luis Fernando Vergaray Astupina, advised by Jorge Macedo. Dr. Matthew Golden, advised by Roman Grigoriev. Dr. Brian Matthew Day, advised by Elisabetta Matsumoto. Dr. Sanchita Satish Bhat Kamat, advised by Dr. Lakshmi Prasad Dasi. Dr. Shelley Chi May Gooden, advised by Lakshmi Prasad Dasi. Dr. Brendan Yates, advised by Lakshmi Dasi and Ajit Yoganathan. Dr. Sri Krishna Sivakumar, advised by Lakshmi Prasad Dasi. Dr. Scott Turkoff, advised by Joseph Ofaline. Dr. Gauthaman Murali, advised by Sung Kyu Lim. Dr. Ling Jun Ju, advised by Sung Kyu Lim. Dr. Do Yub Kim, advised by Gleb Yushin. Dr. Yue Yi Sun, advised by Alexander Alexiev. Dr. Andrew Cousteau McAvoy, advised by Neha Garg. Dr. Zhejian Zhang, advised by J.C. Gumbart. Dr. David Ryu, advised by J.C. Gumbart. Dr. Yue Tik Andrew Pan, advised by James C. Gumbart. Dr. Katie M. Kuo, advised by J.C. Gumbart. Dr. Abhishek Sudarshan Kasturi, advised by Sutira Yakumi. Dr. Zeheng Shen, advised by Sutira Yakumi. Dr. Moyesore Adedoyin Celia Afolabi, advised by Yongshang Chen. Dr. Olowale James Ikuyajolu, advised by Yi Dang. Dr. Chidinma Chimara Imediegu, advised by Dr. Samuel Graham and Dr. Darshan Pakinkar. Dr. Alan Luo, advised by Alper Erturk and Kenneth Kunafare. Dr. Shikai Jin, advised by Sung-Woo Lee. Dr. Annie Wei-Chi Wong, advised by Robert Speyer. Dr. David Keith Richardson, advised by Morris Cohen. Dr. Lee Chen, advised by Young Pang. Dr. James Todd Stewart Gloyd, advised by Graham Kennedy, Julian Romoli, and John Paul Clark. Dr. Mohammed Sharifal Islam, advised by Dr. Robert M. Dixon. Dr. Elio Joseph Chalita, advised by Saad Bamla. Dr. Maria Roche, advised by Alexander Odell and Peter Thompson. Dr. Minas Chatsos, advised by Pascal Van Henterick. Dr. Busai Elul Oruch Alar, advised by Pinar Kaskanochak and Mohit Singh. Dr. Zhuoqing Yu, advised by Pinar Kaskinachak and Joel Sokol. Dr. Sajjad Odadadian, advised by Siva Teja Magulori. Dr. Sara Kabudvan, advised by Benoit Montreuil and Martin Savelsberg. Dr. Elise Lee Jung, advised by Professor Jennifer Singh and Professor Amit Prasad. Dr. Zefang Chen, advised by John Charles Crittenden. Dr. Austin Edward Thean, advised by Christopher Saldana. Dr. Kenton Blaine Fillingham, advised by Catherine Fu. Dr. Kareem Korban Lakhani, advised by Jean Lynch Stieglitz. Dr. Tyler D. Vollmer. Dr. Vikrant K. Kamble, advised by Dylan Brewer. Dr. Sung Hoon Lee, advised by Woon Hong Yo. Dr. Gi Hoon Che, advised by Shimang Yu. Dr. Lei Shu, advised by John Taylor. Dr. Kristen Jacqueline Sally, advised by John E. Taylor. Dr. Juhwan J. Shin, advised by Min Zhou. Dr. Yi Cheng, advised by Alexander Shapiro and Guanghui Lan. Dr. Yijiang Li, advised by Nick Sahanitis and Santanu Day. Dr. Zihao Hu, advised by Jacob Abernathy. Dr. Yuyang Shi, advised by Yajun Mei. Dr. Shentao Yang, advised by Jieqi Liu. Dr. Oluwamayokun Toluwalashe Oshinowo, advised by Wilbur Lamb and David Myers. Dr. Evelyn Kendall Williams, advised by Wilbur Lamb. Dr. Yifan Liu, advised by Rampi Ramprasad. Dr. Ke Jun Yin, advised by Ronghu Wu. Dr. Meng Che Chang, advised by Matthew Block. Dr. Kujian Chong, advised by Yuhong Wang. Dr. Siming Zhao, advised by Yuanji Tang. Dr. Bingbing Zhao, advised by Rahim Baya. Dr. Mark Ryan Olson, advised by Yorai Wardy. Dr. Courtney Alexandra Astor, advised by Greg Gibson. Dr. Srikanth Bharadwaj, advised by Tushar Krishna. Dr. Alan Wayne Nussbaum, advised by Umakishore Ramachandran and Dale Blair. Dr. He-Jin Tao Huang, advised by Susan Burns. Dr. Corey Evan Tatel, advised by Philip Lawrence Ackerman. Dr. Grace Mirabito, advised by Paul Verhagen. Dr. Claire Elise Burnett, advised by Keaton Allen Fletcher. Dr. Hei Q Park, advised by Polo Chow. Dr. Viraj Prabhu, advised by Judy Hoffman. Dr. Stefan Stoyanov, advised by James Rigg. Dr. Kwante Kim, advised by Dr. Alberto Sunal Stolfi. Dr. Faris Al-Matuk, advised by Jigang Jiang. Dr. Ajit Manohar Kamath, advised by Donald W. White and Ryan J. Sherman. Dr. Samantha Lubaba Noor, advised by Azad Naimi. Dr. Nahid Aslani Amoli, advised by Madhavan Swaminathan. Dr. Ji Tao Wang. Dr. Fan Bai, advised by Alan Ritter. Dr. Nitin Jacob Nedumthakati. Dr. Sarah Elizabeth Walsh, advised by Karen Fay. Dr. Benjamin Grant Stewart, advised by Suresh Sitaraman.
I'm impressed. You guys did fairly well. Some of you better than others, but all in all, very well done. Dr. Jacobs, that was okay for your first time. That was well done.
Except my boss.
Yeah, no, that was very impressive. Let me give you a second for the last people. There we go. All right. Will all graduates please rise? Upon the recommendation of the faculty of the Georgia Institute of Technology and by authority of the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I confer on each of you a doctoral degree with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining, and I welcome you in the company of scholars. Please join me in congratulating these impressive new Georgia Tech PhDs. Great job. If it's okay, I will ask that all graduates remain standing as the President's Party recesses. Then I invite all of you to join in the singing of the greatest 5 song in the world, the Rambling Wreck from Georgia Tech. Graduates should remain at their seat until the conclusion of the 5 song. Thank you for joining us and have a wonderful day.
rise, behold the banner as it reigns supreme. For from on high, white and gold waves in its triumphant gleam. The spirit of the cheering throng resounds with joy, revealing a brotherhood in praise and song, in memory of the days gone by. O Scion of the Southland, in our hearts you shall forever fly. O sons of Tekka, rise, behold the banner as it reigns supreme. For from on high the white and gold waves in its triumphant gleam. The spirit of the throne resounds with joy, revealing a brotherhood in praise and song, in memory of the days gone by. O Scion of the Southland, in our hearts we shall forever fly. Ramblin', 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 ramblin' wreck, Georgia Tech, ramblin' wreck from Georgia Tech, ramblin' wreck, ramblin' wreck, ramblin' wreck, ramblin' wreck, with all the jolly good fellows, I drink my whiskey clear. I'm a ramblin' wreck from Georgia Tech and a hell of an engineer. Ramblin' wreck, ramblin' wreck, dresser and riding ramblin' wreck, running around the campus to train the brave and bold. If I had a son, sir, I'd tell you what he'd do. He would yell, "To hell with Georgia!" It's that he used to do. I wish I had a barrel of rum and sugar 2,000 pounds, a college bell to put it in, and a clapper to stir it around. I drink to all the good fellows who come from far and near. I'm a rambling, gambling, hell of an engineer. Hey!